And recording now. All right, welcome back to another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. How you doing today, Darren?
But can't complain. A lot of sports going on in the middle at the end of April. So
It's been
I'm
a
at.
great week of sports. So let's start off with some of the NBA games because the NBA games were crazy. First of all, I have to start off with my favorite point guard of all time, the point guard himself, Chris Paul. Homeboy had a perfect game and a closeout game. Not only is it impressive, that to go not miss a shot in the basketball game, but he was hitting clutch shots for his team, and he definitely led them to that victory.
Yep. Definitely did. I think Booker on the floor also changed things around, even though he didn't have the best night. Um, but besides that, we got to shout out. Excuse me. Sorry about that. We got to shout out DeAndre Ayton as well. I only missed 2 shots, so that's how you do it. They beat a very long team and the Pelicans. Um, where do you see the Pelicans going in the future?
I really like the Pelicans for the future, especially with CJ McCollum staying there. Um, if Zion could come back healthy and play them next year, I expect them to come out the first round next year.
Okay, they gotta keep this core of talent around. It's definitely young and develop this core. But I like it. I like the crew that they got. And I can tell you what they if the Suns would have had to play Zion, they would have been in more trouble. So,
Definitely, it'll been definitely a harder series. But I like CJ McCollum. I would love to see him play together. I think it'll give him a different dynamic than Zoe did. He can still get the playmakership of a guard from CJ, but CJ can score the basketball.
mm,
Not like Zoe wasn't a scorer like CJ's a scorer. CJ's a natural scorer. So I see a lot of high point games for CJ, especially playing with Zion. I think that 1-2 punch is going to be disgusting. Then
I
you
don't
have
even think
Brandon
that's
Ingram, who's debatably the best player on the team right now. I think that's kind of disgusting squad.
that's not debatable. That's not debatable. He's the best player on the team.
He's definitely the go-to guy.
That's the best player on the team.
All right. The next game. Shout out to my boy Luka Legend, getting it done. First time getting out the first round of the playoffs. Shout out to him. So let's give it a. I'm gonna give him a round of applause for that. So shout out to him for getting out the first round of the playoffs. But really, I really wanted to talk more about Utah. Uh, at the beginning of the series, I said if they can't get out this series, Utah has to think about doing something different. That doesn't mean getting rid of Donovan Mitchell. That doesn't mean getting rid of Rudy Gobert. But they have to do something fundamentally different. What they're doing is just not working, and they've tried it. This is the third year in a row, I believe, that they've got knocked out the first round. So they got to do something different. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. I just can't tell you, but it's something different. I like the idea of their team of a scoring guard and Donovan Mitchell. You have the best defensive player debatably in the league and Rudy Gobert and a bunch of 3-point shooters around them. But it's just not working. So I think you got to do something different there and blow that up. But
Mm.
at the end of the day, too, that shot, the last shot they got was a perfect call. It was a great look. He just missed it. You can't draw up a better play. You can't draw it up for a better player on your team to knock it down. He just missed the
I,
shot.
well, Bogdan's more of a catch and shoot guy, and he had the like headsy with it and put it up. So
But he still did
um,
it still did it in form because and it was still clean. It was
I
just a
mean,
little
he's
bit
still
short.
catch and shoot guy. He's still a catch and shoot guy. You throw a catch and shoot guy off of his catch and shoot rhythm at the end of the game, it's not gonna go good.
I do like the Utah Jazz experiment. Um, but we gotta blow it up. We gotta blow it up.
Get rid of Mike Conley, bring in somebody else, and they need to make it a trade either before the season starts or ends season because what Dallas did with bringing Dinwiddie over,
Hmm.
um, pretty much changed the way got them out the first round. If you ask me, they was winning games without Luca. What was how do you do that? You do that with a trade like Dinwiddie. That's my opinion.
I know this is not going to happen, but what they really need is somebody like a Kevin Durant, a long shooter that can shoot the three ball but still get to the rim. They need something like that. I think that would fit perfectly for this team and how they're built right now.
That's too unrealistic. I would
Or
say
even
more
like a Michael
so
Porter Jr. I think
mm,
would help a lot.
unrealistic as well. Um, I would say more so. I like Malcolm Brogdon. I
Okay.
think be a good pickup for them. Just somebody else that can get their own shot.
How about this? I'll give
Like
you another name. Porzingis.
where's Porzingis at right now?
Honestly, don't know.
Indiana. I want to say I forgot where he ended up, but I want to say Indiana for some reason.
Washington.
Wizards. Wizards. No. Well, he would be strictly playing the four because you got Rudy Gobert.
Correct. Would that make you too big for today's NBA?
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't be able to defend the three as much, so you're still going to get knocked out the playoffs at some point. But nobody would be able to score on you in the paint theoretically. But I don't think that's. I understand that, but that's a very zig move when everybody else is acting.
Okay. The next game. All right. So also who the Philadelphia 76ers and the Toronto Raptors wrapped up their series. Any thoughts about this series?
Um, uh, I will say I'm not. I guess I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised that this won 6 games. The way people were talking about the Sixers, letting Toronto come back, it seems like um, it seemed like they had to finish them off in this game.
Mm-hmm.
So it was cool that they did and everything. I think Philly's really gonna struggle with Miami in the next round. I think they're a little bit too athletic for them. Um, as for the Raptors, good team, but I think the biggest reason was Fred VanVleet not being there. So that kind of messed things up.
I agree. I really liked Joel Embiid in this game. I thought he did his thing.
He does.
The biggest thing I say from this series is I don't want to say I'm surprised James Harden didn't have a great series, but I think this team does a really good job of making up for James Harden having a quote unquote bad series. And James Harden being a pure distributor on this team is looking really good. And it's
Because he's a
how should I
better
say?
point guard than two guard. Like I've been telling y'all for years at this point.
Well,
Better
I
point
still
guard.
like Tyrese Maxey on the floor for the scoring. He gets to the bucket at will. He's really quick.
Yeah,
So, but
because James Harden is a better two point guard than two guard.
but I do really like. I think this team really does do a great job of handling James Harden. And since he's not the number one guy, and you play through Joel Embiid, I think this team goes as far as Joel Embiid takes them. Now that might not be saying much, but if Joel Embiid has a bad game, I don't think they get out the. I think they lose that game every single time, especially to Miami.
I think they lose to Miami in the next round. Personally,
How many games?
I don't know, 6 or 7.
6 or 7. Okay. Well, let's move on to. I wanted to get you that. So I'll predict Miami winning in 5. Also, wanted to get your predictions on the Boston Milwaukee series.
Probably same 7. That's one. That one's probably gonna go 7.
For who?
I got Milwaukee. Or yeah, that's tough. That's tough.
It's
I
such a
don't
tough
know.
series.
I'm gonna
That's
be
probably going
honest
to be the
with you.
best series of the whole playoffs, honestly.
I don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. That one's too hard to choose. I would choose if I absolutely had to. I'm not gonna bet against the best player, so I'm gonna take Giannis, even though Chris Middleton is out.
I will. I'll bet on the Boston boys. Hopefully they can get it done. Um, they would look really nice coming out the East, and if they can overcome the previous champions, that's a really good looking on your resume, your playoff resume. Especially
Yeah,
going to that conference finals.
I mean, is it really because Chris Middleton isn't there?
You can't control that. You can only play who's on the court.
Look, I'm just saying. I think if Boston loses with Chris Middleton not being there, that's a problem.
That says a lot, though.
But I just think Milwaukee's going to always have somebody that's going to be that next scorer with Giannis at all times.
All right, I'm gonna give you a rhetorical question. Does if the Boston loses without Chris Middleton being there, does that say more about Boston or does that say more about Milwaukee?
That's more about Milwaukee.
How great they are as a team, right?
If they always have somebody coming with Giannis to score, yes.
Mm-hmm.
And essentially that's all they need. And I feel like they have the setup to always have at least one person to score with Giannis. It could be Drew Holiday one game. It could be somebody else. I don't know.
Um, the last series is Dallas Phoenix.
Yeah, nobody's beating Phoenix, man. That's gonna be a good series, though. It's gonna be a really good series to watch. 2 point guards, the caliber of Luka and Chris Paul. That's gonna be really good to watch.
Um, I predicted the Phoenix Suns to go to the conference finals, but I'm still gonna root for Dallas in this series because just because I like Luka that much. So I'm predicting Dallas in 7.
Okay.
The last game of the round 2 right now is Memphis versus Minnesota. Hopefully, pray to God that doesn't wrap up tonight, so I don't have to owe you $5. Do
Yes,
you
it
predict
will wrap up
Minnesota to
tonight.
win tonight?
No, I predict Memphis to win tonight, and you're going to pay me my $5.
We'll see about that. Hopefully, they don't win. Shout out to the Minnesota Timberwolves. And one last thing, I had to let you know this while we are on air. This is up to you. Our Chicago Bulls bet, my opt out was Zach LaVine getting injured. So does that opt
That's
me
so
out?
bullshit. That is bullshit. That is bullshit. How many games did he miss in the series?
So that's my question because I didn't know I knew you were gonna ask that. So he only missed that last closeout game.
Pay me my money. Pay me my money. You should have put it on Lonzo, bro. You should have put it
I
on
knew you were
Lonzo.
gonna say that shit. That shit's funny as hell, man.
You should have put it on Lonzo. Where are you? Let's go. Let's
No, I
go.
got you though. I got you though.
Is that 2 bets? That one the Hornets won too?
You won the Hornets one last season.
Oh, that's it. That's it. Yep.
All right. So yeah, I owe you $5 for that for the Chicago Bulls not going to conference finals, and we still have $5 on this Memphis Minnesota game.
Yeah, don't even send me the 5 yet. Just wait till this game tonight and then go ahead and send me that 10.
Oh man. So that's a wrap up for basketball. Next, we're gonna move on to a little bit of NFL draft. We're not gonna do a super in depth coverage on this, but we are gonna go through some of the picks because I do have some takes on some of these picks. I just want to go through every single one real quick and see where we land. The second round just started, so you guys tune into that. I am after we get done here.
No,
But
it
let's start
didn't. I
with the
thought it don't
first
start
round
till
pick.
7 o'clock.
Oh my
I thought it
god, my
don't
bad.
start till 7.
My bad.
Yeah.
I thought we were at 7. It's just my
No,
bad.
right, bro.
We just had this
No.
whole my bad. All right, so first pick, Trayvon Walker, from Georgia, went to the Jacksonville Jaguars. How did you feel about that pick?
Um,
I think
that was
they fucked up too.
dumb.
I think they messed up too. Not
That
saying
was
the kid's not going to be
dumb.
good, but I think Aiden Hutchinson was the best pass rusher in this draft.
I don't know who their GM is, but I know Doug Peterson. If this was his move, this was a dumbass move. Aiden Hutchinson should have been the #1 pick no matter what. But hey,
So
he gets to stay in the city or the state that he played in. So
So that's what I'm saying. I'm happy they didn't take him because I didn't want to see Aiden in Jacksonville because I feel like his career will get wasted down there. I'd rather see him in Detroit and help Detroit become new again, become a
Mm,
brand new franchise.
I don't care personally. I would root for him no matter where he went. Now that he's not in Michigan no more.
Preach,
Uh,
preach.
and he's a dog. In my opinion, I compare him mainly to Max Crosby.
Oh really?
He just has a motor. He
The
doesn't
white boy
have
shit.
he just has a motor. He doesn't have like extremely like something crazy that's it's that rip move, it's that spin move that he's super fast on the outside. No, he just has a motor. And that's it. And that motor's gonna get him places. The other kid though, no. I'm sorry. No. I saw the numbers. Whoever won number one, I can't see the name. Yeah, Trayvon Walker, nah, bruh.
It's
I
also
saw
because
the
his physical
numbers.
attributes too.
I saw the numbers and no. They fell in love with the combine. And that's not something I would ever do. Personally. And that's exactly what that is.
Uh, Next, as we already said, Aiden Hutchinson. I'm just glad he didn't end up in Jacksonville. He's staying in Michigan. I think that'd be dope.
Yep.
I think that's just dope. I was surprised by this one. I was surprised how high they took him. Derek Stingley Jr. from LSU.
The dog.
Do you think? I think both the Jets and Texans might drafted lockdown corners for them. I like
I
both those
love the
dudes.
Jets draft. There was, you know what, a little bit off base real quick. I like the Jets draft. What they did. Um, Surprisingly, I like what Kansas City did, even though I'm a Raiders fan, because they zagged when I thought they were going to go receiver, and they just said, "Fuck it, we're going to go defense." They picked up a corner who's not extremely fast or anything, or looked like he's extremely fast, but he's big and long, and that's probably somebody that you want to match up against Devontae Adams, even though Devontae Adams still going to get his. He's a big press cover, and then it was they got a end as well. But I really like what the Jets did. They got a lockdown corner and a number one receiver, and the best receiver in the draft, and debatably the best corner in the draft. So I love what they did. Applesauce and Garrett Wilson. I guess I was actually watching part of the draft around some OSU coaches, and this is how I found out. The Penn State kid who went to Washington, Dotson.
Yeah.
When he got drafted, I was like, yo, y'all remember what he did to O State? And right as I said that, within 15 seconds of me saying that, the catch over the one corner, one handed, I played. I was like, yeah. And then I was getting this sign from one of our friends to calm it down. I was like, what's going on? He's like, yeah, these are some of the assistant coaches for O State. I was like, I'm an O State fan, so I don't really care. But
Homie's a
I think
dog.
that was, yeah. You said
While we're
what?
off topic, then, um, I think every single receiver drafted in the first round is going to be a stud. Uh, you said that Garrett Wilson might be the best receiver. I think that Jamison Williams dude out of Alabama is
He's
scary
a dog.
good.
He's a dog, yeah.
He's scary good. I think that's an amazing pick by the Lions. And they traded, I'm pretty sure they traded up to go get him.
They did. I was
That was a
surprised by
great
that.
pick by them. I think it was going to fall to the second round the way people were talking.
They traded up with the Vikings, which I found that interesting.
We're just going to jump around a little bit now. Chris Olave to the Saints is an amazing pick.
Yeah. They
Just
still need a
crazy
quarterback.
fast, bro. I want to see him be mad unguardable for the Saints. The most surprising pick of this round that got me was Baltimore Ravens. First of all, I was expecting Kyle Hamilton to drop that far in the first place.
Where
Kyle
did he drop?
Hamilton going to the Baltimore Ravens is an amazing pickup by them.
Yeah, that
Amazing pickup by them.
they had a good first round too. I was with one of my Baltimore Ravens fans or friends who are fans, and he was that pick had just happened when I walked in the door, and I looked up. I was like, "Yo, like he went there with Marcus Peters and Humphrey. He gets to learn between these two corners, and he gets to create chaos in the middle of this, bro. That's just great. That's a great pickup. But also what they did with picking up that center at the back of the draft, at the end, towards the end of the draft,
Tyler
that was
Linderbaum.
great too.
Yeah,
Yeah, that was great. That was a great pickup. Now you could
that's a
argue
steal.
that they shouldn't have traded Marquise Brown,
Mm-hmm.
but
Do
I personally
would you
don't have a
argue?
problem with it.
I don't have a problem with
So
it either. I think it's a great pick. They don't throw it to him anyway.
they throw it to him too much. That's the problem. Get rid of Greg Roman, and you'll have a better offensive thing. But to me, y'all just saying like y'all just wanted to double down on the run. That's what you do when you got Linderbaum and the safety. I feel like y'all just doubling down on the run personally.
I really like Linderbaum coming into the draft. The only negative thing I heard about him was that he had
Um,
short arms. That was the only negative thing. But besides that, he looks like a mauler.
but that's okay though. If you have short arms in the run game, there's nothing wrong with that. If you have a short, like there's certain teams that he could have went to, and it wouldn't. If he went to Kansas City, it wouldn't make no sense. He goes to the Baltimore Ravens, the Cleveland Browns, teams that run the ball like a lot more than other teams. Then yeah, that he's it's totally different. So he just like that's why I said that it was a good pickup for him. Um, the most surprising pick to me, I guess, it was a very Bill Belichick move to me, is the guy from Chattanooga, the guard. That was the most surprising
Didn't
thing.
the Patriots trade back?
Yes, they traded back with Kansas City, I believe.
They're
Kansas
the
City
kings of the
traded back.
trade back, bro. They love trading back and getting value.
No, Kansas City traded up. The Patriots traded back. Yeah.
Um, who else do I want to
Also,
talk about? Go ahead.
I want AJ Brown getting traded to the
Oh yeah,
Eagles.
that's a big one.
So that's something I have to say. Like, what in the world? Because the Eagles was the number one run. I think they was the number one run game this past year. And Jalen Hurts, I'm not a big fan of in general, especially throwing the ball, especially knowing that he's missing like multiple passes. I feel like you put him and Devontae out there, y'all have to throw the ball more all of a sudden. So, are we gonna figure out this quarterback thing or not? Because
I think this. I think that's why. I think that's what this is. I think this is a prove it year for Jalen Hurts. If Jalen Hurts can't get it done with all the weapons, with those weapons and that run game, you got to move on.
him and Tua,
You got to move on.
I, I, I don't even know. Like that's crazy. I can't believe the Titans traded him. But when I found out, I guess he was in his last year's contract, so he might not even be with the Eagles next year.
I
So
heard he got paid
we'll
100
see.
million.
Wait, Eagles redid his contract.
I'm pretty sure. Hold on. AJ Brown traded the Eagles. Reportedly agrees to 4 year, 100 million.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah. I heard the same thing you did. That basically they just don't want to pay him. And the
I get
receiver market's been going nuts this year, so everybody's just trading their receivers.
Yeah, it's either you trade him and just figure it out in the draft, or yeah, I don't know. Who's I don't know what they're gonna do because I don't. Robert Woods is the only receiver I know the other receivers, but they're not number ones. AJ Brown is like to me one of the top receivers in the league.
Agreed. He was unguardable in Tennessee.
Like so, I just don't know. I don't like him going to the Eagles personally until they get a quarterback. But I also don't like him being away from Tennessee because now it's like the play action is not going to be as deadly as what it used to be. You know what I mean?
For Tennessee.
Yeah, for
Um,
Tennessee.
but don't you think it's going to be kind of disgusting for the Eagles? Like they're going to be forcing people to stack the box so they can get the receivers 1-on-1. And who do you double? Devontae Smith or AJ Brown? AJ Brown, right? Devontae
You
Smith's going to
double
do the
AJ.
work on 1-on-1.
You would think. You would think. I don't trust Jalen Hurts.
I trust Jalen Hurts to get it done. I'm not. I don't know how much I trust them, but they should be looking to win their division this year.
The Eagles.
Yes.
All right. I okay. Um. All right. Let's
One
see
more
what you
tangent
think.
before we go back to the draft. Because since we're talking about receiver and the receiver market, how do you feel? Would you pay Debo if you're San Francisco?
Yeah.
And would you pay what he's asking?
I don't know what he's asking.
He's asking for he wants to be paid like a running back and a
I don't
receiver. So he wants
I don't know what
25 million.
that number is. I don't know what that number is.
25 million. He wants 25 million a year.
I mean, Um, I don't know. I don't know. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of fucking money. And then yeah, that's a lot of money. It wouldn't be a super long term deal, I can tell you that.
He
But
wants to be locked up. He's
I
young, bro.
know.
He probably wants 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, good luck with that. I'll give you two.
It sounds like
Um,
you're gonna trade him there.
I would keep him. I would keep him. You're not gonna play for us? All right. I don't know what
He's
to
in
tell
his
you.
last year of his deal. Yeah. What's if he just does? He's gonna sit.
You gotta try. You gotta try to move him. But if nobody wants to take him, I don't know what you're gonna do. Um, thing is about Debo, I like him, but he's more of a rough runner. That's why you can put him in the backfield. Uh, I don't know. I like him best with San Francisco. That's the team I want to see Debo with personally. Back to the draft though. These corners that went off the board in the back right here. Kansas City got the guy from Washington. I thought that was a really good pickup from them. Like I said before, um, I was surprised that Green Bay pretty much zagged as well and went defense as well. Kansas City and Green Bay both went defense. But the one of the things that very much shocked me was the Bills picking up um, Florida's corner. Because I was like, yo, you're already good at corner. I thought y'all need to get good in the middle. And I guess not. They just wanted to get even better at corner. One last thing is the Eagles taking another defensive tackle didn't really make too much sense to me. Besides, Fletcher Cox is about to retire or move to a different team,
Hmm.
even though they just re-signed him. I'm pretty sure to another deal. I understood why they do it, but
He's getting older. You gotta have a
yeah, I
placement in
get
place.
it. But they just got Hargrave in the first round last year, and that was a defensive tackle.
Don't they run a 4-3?
I mean, you don't need to draft back to back tackles and back to back drafts, do you?
I run the ball and play defense. That's how they built, right?
All right,
They have a
fair.
one
The
really
rest of
solid
the
corner.
league though is built how?
Uh, pass heavy.
Exactly. And the Eagles' biggest problem besides Jalen Hurts is their corners are
Besides Darius
questionable.
Slay.
Besides Darius Slay, locked down for no reason.
You say no reason. You're funny. Um, yeah, I see what you're saying. My last thing on the draft, my last surprise, I was surprised how the quarterbacks dropped. I was surprised there was only one quarterback taken in the first round. You're shaking your head. You were not surprised. The way they were
This is a
talking about
weak.
Malik Willis and Kenny Pickett, I thought they were going to go like high teens.
This is a weak draft. Kyle Pickett still fumbles too much. That's a knock on him. He has small hands. I told my Steelers fans who was right across from me right when he got drafted, Mitchell Trubisky should still be the starter. Let's start with that.
Hmm.
Um, and he's gonna when Kyle Pickett does play, he's gonna fumble the ball against
Kenny.
Miles Garrett. When Miles Garrett gets there, he's gonna fumble the ball. But that shouldn't happen this year because I think Mitchell Trubisky should be playing.
I agree with you. I think no matter who we drafted at quarterback, Mitchell Trubisky was going to start. It's just as simple as he's actually seen NFL defenses. And he's only like a little 2 year prove it contract. If he plays well, shit, he might be our quarterback for like the um
Foreseeable future.
foreseeable future. Yeah, and he moves faster than homeboy too. He ran like a 4.67, I believe.
I just wonder if Mike Tomlin was putting out information about Malik Willis just to make sure he got Kenny Pickett. But you never know about
That's what
this.
I heard, bro. You're not the first person I heard say that. People were saying that all over Twitter because they were gassing Malik Willis.
Yeah, that's specifically Mike Tomlin. So I was just wondering about that. But real quick, last
Um,
question: who you think is more pissed, Lamar Jackson or Ryan Tannehill for losing their number one target? Well, kind of number one target.
honestly, so in the moment, probably Lamar Jackson because everything I hear, they're like basically best friends. They were driving to games together and shit. They were like boys. But in the long term, as far as it affects football, probably Ryan Tannehill.
All right, next question:
Well,
Who's more
I have
happy?
a. Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Who's more happier, Kyler Murray or Jalen Hurts?
Jalen Hurts. He got a better receiver.
I agree. But I guess Kyler Murray and Marquise Brown did play together at Oklahoma.
Oh, okay. That makes sense. Quick question.
Yep.
Listen, I wanted to ask you, what do you think Malik Willis goes in the second round? I'm hoping he drops to the Lions.
That's cool. Either that or Atlanta. I like Atlanta
Okay. Atlanta or the Lions. That's what we're looking for. You got
because
any other
he's not going to
questions?
go. He's not going to the Giants.
Yeah, no. I think the Giants are committed to Daniel Jones, and they should be committed to Daniel Jones.
They're
At
not. They didn't
least.
pick up. They didn't pick up his fifth-year option. They're not.
Oh, well, never mind then.
Yep.
I like Daniel Jones.
Yeah, they could do better.
They could. You got any more questions for the draft questions?
There's gonna be an interest. I'm ready for round 3. I'm
Round
happy we
three.
survived round 1, and the Raiders didn't trade up to get into it. So I'm just ready for round 3 and hoping that there's an offensive lineman there that can be a pillar on our O line.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching another episode of the From Half Court Sports Talk Show with Darren and Rob. Make sure you like and subscribe down below. We'll see you guys next Monday afternoon for another episode. Peace. See you next time.